in law enforcement or something else, you're going to opt an opportunity to go around and meet all the different disciplines that are here in criminal justice field. Because what we found is some people come into the program thinking, I want to be a cop, I want to be a cop, I want to be a cop. Then they graduate and they're like, I don't want to be a cop. So we want to open up your eyes to more than just the police officer aspect of it, that there are other things here. Department of Corrections, Christine Ann Center, DNR. You guys are cops, yes, I know, but just all those other areas that you can look into. So
CSI doesn't really matter. As far as our department is concerned, we're one of the larger departments in the city. I'm sorry, in the state, with 77 sworn officers. Those are all of our specialty units. So we do offer just about everything you can, do in law enforcement. SWAT, K9. We have our own computer forensics guy, if that's kind of your cup of tea. We do have our own CSI investigator. That's kind of rare nowadays. Most departments just ship everything down to the crime lab. We do a lot of our own stuff. But you do start out as a patrol officer. So to start out, our requirements, obviously 18 years of age, we follow the state's guidelines. We do require 60 college credits. So once you graduate, you'll be way above that, right? You'll have your bachelor's. Once you get certifiable, we bring you on, and then you make beginning around 43,000. In 3 years, you top out 65,000. So pretty competitive in that regard. Obviously, overtime, vacations, holidays, all that good stuff.
We've had a lot of success the last couple of years with our community service officers, either getting hired by us or leaving us and getting hired by other agencies as soon as they were done with school. Because the reality is, at some point you guys are going to do an application and you're going to go for job interviews. And the one thing you're all going to have in common is going to be, hey, I graduated, I went to school, and we're going to look at every candidate and go, it's awesome. Except so did every other candidate. So you need to do those things as things fall apart. And you can do that by being a CSO. You can do that by being a loss prevention officer at Target, at Walmart, for any corporation. Because you might not think that it's real glamorous at the time, but at least it's kind of in that field, kind of shows some initiative towards that end.
What's going on with them, right? Now you talk to some criminals who've committed crimes, and they're like, I don't know, I took the guy out because he looked like he could take care of anything, So looking good in an interview is a really big deal, even though doesn't seem like it's a big deal, it kind of is. So make sure you dress nice. We like to look for community service. If you got community service things that you're doing right now, do you guys get involved with that at all? Starting to. Some of the ways to do that are to partner for different events. We just had Run with the Cops on campus. You can get involved and partner and volunteer for those types of events, and you're kind of aligned with law enforcement, but you're also volunteering your time to Special Olympics.
The fact of the matter is, in this line of work, you're not going to come here with your degree in criminal justice and you're locked into being a cop. The choices that are available to you are very vast. It's just a matter of how much work you're willing to put into getting there. If you want to advance, you're going to need to stand out above everybody else, right? It's not going to be good enough to come out with, here's my bachelor's degree in criminal justice, because a lot of people are going to have a bachelor's degree in criminal justice. But number two, and for me, I think this is really important, I tell everybody, family, friends that ask me what I would recommend to get into this line of work, I always tell them, what's your second career choice? If criminal justice is what you think is your first career choice, what else are you interested in? So if criminal justice doesn't work, what's your backup plan? And usually, they'll say things like, well, I like computers, or I like, I'm cars, or whatever. And so I'll tell people, when you go into this line of work, especially if you're getting a bachelor's degree right up front, consider making those other things your minor. So, whether it's computers, whatever it is, teaching for that matter, get a degree, because we don't care what your degree is in. For entry-level law enforcement, I don't care what your degree is, you just have to have credit. What I care about are your people skills, and whether or not I think that you're a trainable individual.
Emails, because if you miss the posting, like your agents, they only post for 1 week, and sometimes it's only once a year. If you miss the posting, you're out of luck, and that's for any job that's posted on that. So figure out what you're interested in and sign up for that auto email. That's if that's one thing you take away from this, that's great, because that's how you're going to get your foot in the door.
Kids event or go do this in the evening with friends, family, whatever. You can start at 5 in the morning based on the season and go out and work duck hunters, and there's nothing wrong with that. Or vice versa, you could work really late into the night and do things in the morning. You have that flexibility. You can split your day up and work 3-4 hours in the morning, go home for the day, and go back out at night and work another 3-4 hours. And so if you like that ability to kind of do your own thing, decide what you want to do, and you don't have a boss, you don't have dispatch saying, go to this, go to this, go to this, go to this, where every part of your day is really directed by someone else, that's a really great benefit of our job, is that you have that flexibility. Do what you want based on the season and what type of activities are going on.
Yeah. I mean, typically we're not working with academy,
And if we hired him week 3 of the academy, we've paid the remainder of the bill that way. The minute we've hired him as one of our employees, so we've done it both ways.
Yeah, I'd probably start the academy right after graduation.
You can do whatever you want. It's just, at least with our agency, but I know there are a lot of agencies that it's such a long process now for you to be in the academy. And then like when you come out of the academy, you're looking at least with our agency, 14 weeks of field training. They don't want to have all that time tied up in an employee who's not on the job. So what they'll do is they'll say, okay, when you get an academy and you're certifiable, and then we only got to train you for 14 weeks. Because like now, the guy I got right now, we hired him in April, May. The first time he's going to be on his own is February. So I've had him in the school, and now I got him in field training, and it'll be May when I can finally use him on, or March, February, March when I can finally use him alone on all of it. But our theory is if somebody's worth spending money on, we're spending money on. What do you want to do?
Police officer, but mine's kind of not the typical route. I always want to be in Green Beret and Army.
Just going military first?
Yep, but I want to get a 4-year criminal justice degree first for kind of a fallback after a few tours, and use that experience plus my degree and work towards being a police officer.
We've got, and that's a good plan to go through if that's really what you want to do. We've hired two guys that did tours in Afghanistan. Our sheriff is National Guard, 20-some years.
In addition to that, we also do an in-house jail academy for 4 weeks. That's with all our own instructors. We just actually, with our current new recruit class, we were just approved by the state to have our own standalone jail academy. Before that, we were going through Madison College. So our first class finished up in August with that. It ran very smoothly. It wasn't really a hard transition because even through Madison College, it was being taught by a lot of our people anyways. But so we do that entirely in-house. That's 4 weeks. There's going to be some review from stuff you learn in academy with that. There's also going to be a lot of stuff that's just corrections, environment specific since you're starting in the jail. And then from that you go to 6 weeks of training in the jail with jail training officers, 2 weeks on first, second, and third shift before you're solo.
Just how they would do it versus how they have do it. You know, we've all had conflict either in our personal life or maybe at a class. It doesn't have to be in a job setting. So make sure to keep that in mind, because some people, you know, when you get in there, you get nervous, and some people I got nervous when I walked in and there was 3 people. Well, actually mine had 4, but you know, you get in there and it's like, why is there all these people in here and you're not expecting it? And when they told me this would be 20 minutes, I thought it was a joke to like lighten up the mood. So, you know, after the first question, when they told me I was already 11 minutes in, I panicked a little. So don't worry, you know, just be calm and listen to the entire question. Make sure to, you know, behavioral based is important. We want to know examples of how someone's done something, because, you know, past behavior is a good prediction of future behavior. So that's why it's important to consider. But I think people forget that it doesn't have to be work-related behavior, that we've all had things happen in a class or something that can be just as applicable.